Kenya, under the grip of British colonial rule, faced growing unrest. Nationalist movements challenged the very foundation of the empire. To maintain control, the colonial administration sought a new symbol of authority, a place where dissent could be silenced and rebellion crushed. This need for absolute control gave birth to Kamiti Maximum Security Prison. The British envisioned a prison unlike any other in East Africa. It would house the most dangerous criminals, political prisoners, and those who dared to dream of independence. Kamiti, they believed, would serve as a chilling reminder of the consequences of defiance. The prison's location just outside Nairobi further solidified its role as a tool of oppression, keeping potential troublemakers far from the colonial capital. The construction of Kamiti was a massive undertaking, a testament to the colonial administration's determination to maintain its grip on Kenya. Thousands of laborers, many of them prisoners themselves, toiled under the watchful eyes of British overseers. The prison walls rose slowly, brick by brutal brick, a monument to the dark side of colonial ambition. Every swing of the hammer, every drop of sweat seemed to whisper a silent promise. Kamiti would be a place of fear, pain, and despair. 1954 marked a pivotal year in Kenya's history. The Mau Mau uprising, a violent struggle for independence, raged across the nation. The British administration, desperate to crush the rebellion, looked to Kamiti to contain the growing number of captured fighters and suspected sympathizers. The prison, though still under construction, received its first influx of inmates. On a bleak and overcast day, the iron gates of Kamiti slammed shut for the first time, echoing the oppressive atmosphere that would define the prison for decades to come. The clang of metal on metal seemed to extinguish any hope that the prisoners carried with them. Inside those walls, they were no longer individuals, but numbers stripped of their dignity and freedom. The arrival of the Mau Mau suspects transformed Kamiti into a crucible of resistance and brutality. The prisoners, many of whom had endured unimaginable horrors in British detention camps, brought with them an unyielding spirit of defiance. They refused to be broken, clinging to their ideals even in the face of unspeakable cruelty. The prison guards, hardened by the escalating violence of the uprising, responded with equal measures of brutality. Within Kamiti's walls, a silent war raged. The prisoners, fueled by their dreams of a free Kenya, resisted their captors through hunger strikes, clandestine communication networks, and acts of sabotage. The guards, determined to crush any sign of rebellion, resorted to torture, solitary confinement, and psychological manipulation. Kamiti, in its infancy, had already become a microcosm of the larger conflict engulfing Kenya. Over the decades, Kamiti's cells have held a grim roster of Kenya's most notorious criminals and political dissidents. Each name etched into the prison's chilling history represents a story of crime, punishment, and the complex interplay of power and justice in Kenya. One such name is Daniel Arap Moi, Kenya's second president. Ironically, Moi, who would later rule the country with an iron fist, spent time in Kamiti as a political prisoner during the struggle for independence. His incarceration, a testament to the turbulent political climate of the time, would later be used to bolster his image as a man who had sacrificed for his country. Another infamous inmate is Philip Onyancha, a self-confessed serial killer believed to be responsible for the deaths of at least 19 people. Onyancha's crimes, characterized by their brutality and apparent lack of motive, shocked the nation and earned him the chilling moniker the Nairobi Vampire. His trial and subsequent life sentence in Kamiti captivated the public imagination, becoming a morbid reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface of society. The presence of such high-profile figures within Kamiti's walls has cemented the prison's place in the Kenyan psyche. It serves as a stark reminder that crime and punishment can touch even the highest echelons of power, and that the pursuit of justice often leads down dark and winding paths. Looming over Kamiti like a spectre is the ever-present shadow of death row. Since its inception, the prison has been the site of countless executions, each one a grim reminder of the ultimate price some prisoners pay for their crimes. The methods of execution have varied over the years, each more chilling than the last. Hanging, a brutal and archaic practice, was the method of choice for much of Kamiti's history. The condemned would be led to the gallows, a noose placed around their neck, and with a swift drop their life would end. The image of the gallows, stark and unforgiving, served as a chilling reminder to all who entered Kamiti that death was an ever-present possibility within its walls. In later years, Kenya shifted to more modern methods of execution, such as firing squads and lethal injection. However, the change in method did little to diminish the brutality of the act. The taking of a life, regardless of the method employed, remained a somber and controversial event, sparking heated debates about morality, justice, and the very nature of punishment. The last execution in Kenya took place in 1987. Since then, the country has observed a de facto moratorium on capital punishment. However, the death penalty remains enshrined in Kenyan law, and the shadow of the gallows still hangs heavy over Kamiti, a grim reminder that the debate over the death penalty is far from over. From